Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. I hope you guys can hear me. For yesterday's abrupt ending of the show, I really didn't have nothing to do with that. I don't know. My internet, I got this new internet, and it went down hard. I mean, it knocked everybody out of everything yesterday. So I kept trying to get it back up, and it went to no avail, of course. But that's why, and you know what? Until I can get them out here to find out why it's doing this, because every day my internet is scrambling. I don't know why, but I just want to give you guys a heads up if the internet does it again. But that's why I ended the show yesterday. Not because I wanted to. The internet just went down. But we're here today. It's not going to be too long of a show. Um, so look, we see the thumbnail, Fury and Joshua is finally getting made. These people will question us, especially a person like me. Like, why then? What's the point? But you know what? Before we get into that and a couple of other things, y'all know the drill. First, let's turn to welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. As I said earlier, I'm your host, CDT, and you can call me TT, Miss T. Um, at the top of my hour, what we always do is a water check, water check, water check. And that is, we here at Boxing Fan Talk TV advocate that everybody drinks at least 100 ounces of water per day. Or if you can make it, drink 128 ounces of water. Water is a life sustainer. And you should lap it up. If you're not on the water regimen, you're doing wrong. So please get on your water. If you're a person who's not a big water drinker, you must at least twice a day. These are the times you should drink water. First thing in the morning, before you do your morning routine, go on and take your swig of water, about 8 ounces. Leave it on a nightstand. I advocate for everybody to get a little mini fridge put in their room. It stops them from going down to the kitchen, because you get down to the kitchen, you get to having some bright ideas and start whipping up stuff. Next thing you know, you eating in the middle of the night. I'm just saying, especially when you get older, you get in a habit. That ain't good. But drink your water. A lot of stuff is going on when you get up in the morning. If you think of your body as a engine and the water is the lube, you need to drink some water. Second time is right before you go to bed. When you take a shower, get in the bed, and you laying down. You might be watching TV or something, but take you 8 ounces then as well. There's a lot of reads going on, a lot of good stuff going on in your body when you take your real sleep, your deep sleep, not naps, your deep sleep. And a lot of reads going on at night. You're revamping, rebooting, recharging, re-cleaning your system, cleaning out all those toxins, getting your body ready to be excreting things first thing in the morning. And, the average person burns about 900 to 1,000 calories at night while they sleep. So you want to drink your water, help things move along, get things going in the right direction, so to speak. Even the American Heart Association agrees that water at night before you go to bed is a good thing for your heart. So please, please, please drink your water. I guess we got a few days left in summer. I'm already starting to feel the change in the weather where I'm at, but I'm not sure if it's that big of a change for others elsewhere. But we're still in summer. Whether we are or not, stay hydrated. Stay hydrated, because chronic hydration is a problem to me that's sweeping the nation. A lot of people do not want to drink water. I don't know why. I can't even say that because I was like that when I was young. You preferred the other drinks. But you can have those other drinks all you want. Just front load what you're supposed to have. Work first, play second. Okay, so that's what I always say. Drink your water. Please, 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 in my humblest voice ever, please hit the like, the share, and subscribe button. If you already subscribed to the show, don't hit that button. You're already locked in. Some of you guys be hitting it and then hitting it and then hitting it. And all you do is every time you hit it, you subscribe. You hit it again, you're unsubscribed. So don't play around with it. Hit it one time only, you locked in. But do every time you come to the show, hit the like and share. Especially if you're watching me on replay, hit that like and share button. Leave a comment under the video, under the YouTube video. I read them and I take them into consideration. I do have an open mind, but I am who I am. So, and then if you have any questions about my show or anything that I may have spoke on, you can hit me at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com, boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. I check that email regularly and I answer right back pretty quickly. Those of you who email me over time, y'all know I answer back. And if you and I do a show calling Finding the Health in You, where we talk about healthy things. And if you ask me enough questions where I feel that I could put a show together for that one, that will be on Sundays at 1300 or 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And no matter what my thumbnail tells you guys, I come on Monday through Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If I'm not here, it's a reason. Like I could not be here today. Y'all gonna hear it in my speech. You probably already hear it. My tongue is swelling. I have angioedema, y'all. So sometimes things happen, but I don't think it's gonna be a bad one. But I had to take medicine, which make me a little woozy. So I apologize if I'm sounding monotone or I don't have my usual inflections in my voice or whatever. But I'm here, and I apologize for yesterday for the internet just shutting down. I really did try to get back, y'all. So I apologize and shout out to my guests on the shows yesterday, Ronald Finkley, Destiny Black, and the people in the chat who was listening. I didn't mean to end the show. But anyway, let me introduce my boy, Ray New Salters is in the house. What's poppin', King? He said, hey, beautiful queen, Miss C. Hope all is well with you and the guys. You and yours. Yeah, everything's good. You know, I'm a little woozy. But I'm going to try to make it through. I'm trying to make it through. That's why I say it's not probably going to be a long show. I'm doing the best. Yeah, I'm doing the best I can. Anywho, so y'all saw the thumbnail. Fury versus Joshua finally gets made. So, you know, I have a lot of questions when I see that. And when I hear that, I'm like, what? What? But I do pick up nuggets when I listen to certain things too. And it was a nugget that I pick up. I'm going to start with that nugget first and foremost. I was reading something. And that was Joshua's side. Okay, I was going to say Fury's side. And Joshua, I was reading something about what Eddie Hearn's plans were for Joshua. He wanted Joshua to do tune-ups. And if y'all remember when I did shows about Robert Garcia and him being Anthony Joshua's boxing coach, and it's clearly, in my opinion, a money grab, but hey, I ain't mad at him. Capitalism at its best, right? So Joshua overrode, as if that's a word. He put the override button. He pressed the override button and went against what Eddie Hearn wanted him to do. Now, I know y'all say, well, what's the big deal about that? It shows that boxers have the final say. We know they be caught up in all this minutia with these managers, non-disclosure agreements through the PBC, these managers doing what they want to do and everything. But Joshua hit the override button on Eddie. So if he can do it now, why he couldn't do that shit a while back? It just makes me look at that whole Deontay Wilder thing a whole lot different now. Oh, you got the power to override Eddie, because Eddie got Joshua for the next 10 years. By the time Joshua get old enough where he can't fight, that's when their contract run out. So Joshua is stuck with Eddie for that long. Plus, Eddie just signed that lucrative deal with DAZN. That's where his fight's going to be instead of Sky Sports. But, you know, they were playing on DAZN anyway because that's where Eddie Hearn takes his fight with Matchroom. Sky Sports carried his last fight or won the rights to the last fight from him and Usyk too. But, you know, we here in the States, we saw it on DAZN for the free. But he hit the override button. Let that shit sink in. Our money is in the building. Miss T, what's up? What's up with you, King? He said, Ray New, what's up, bro? And he said, peace and love, Miss T, peace. But let that sink in for a minute. Fury hit the override button, went against what Eddie Hearn wanted, which was a couple of tune-ups, before he got in bed with something bigger. And he said, nah, let's get straight to the smoke. So he's picking Fury. All that tells me is he realized he really don't have an answer for somebody like a Usyk. Ain't no sense in fighting him for the third time. This is how he feel. I'm not saying that as a boxing fan, or we shouldn't say it as a boxing fan. Ain't no sense in him fighting Usyk for the third time. He should fight Usyk as many times as he wants to. But I'm thinking in his mind, his calculus, he's feeling ain't no sense in me fighting Usyk for the third time when I don't have this man number. He got mine. You know. But he's spoiled because he's been a champion for so long now. All these years he's been a champion. And the only other person with a belt is Tyson Fury. So quite naturally, he wants to go back. But this also proves what Robert Garcia said. Robert said, I'm still his trainer. And he wants to get right back on the horse because to redeem himself. This is what Robert said a couple of weeks ago. He wants to redeem himself, get right back on the horse, and get back in it. Eddie and Robert both said he wants to fight in December. So now we hearing that Fury and Joshua look like those two will be matched up come December 3rd. So Eddie and Robert was right on the fact that he wanted to get back on the horse and get back in the ring. I'm just shocked at his move to fight Tyson. But the nuggets of it all is that he was able to override what Eddie wanted and do what he wanted to do as the fighter. Then you heard Tom Brown after the Porter fight or before the Porter fight said these fighters, yeah, we suggest we match them up. We do all those things, but they have the final say. And if y'all could tell me that y'all don't look at certain past events or the ongoing events differently when you hear shit like that, I'm telling you, we heard what Eddie wanted with Joshua. And Joshua said, no, I'm doing this. That's a big risk for Joshua. But his ego and his pride won't let him do nothing else. He got to save face. He got to be champion once again. Because, him losing to Usyk mess up his identity. When you fuck with somebody's identity, you might have a crazy person on your hand till they can calm down. That's anybody. You seen how Megyn Kelly went off when she said, everybody knows Jesus is black. Everybody knows Santa Claus is white. I mean, everybody knows Jesus is white. Damn, I fucked that up. She was like, everybody knows Jesus is white. Everybody knows Santa Claus is white. The truth of the matter is, everybody don't know that, Megyn. This was years ago, but to Megyn and her upbringing, which I'm not mad at. I don't say any of this to badmouth Megyn Kelly. I like her to an extent, but her time at Fox, kind of diminished her in my eyes, because I don't get why anybody works for Fox. But anyway, what I like about Megyn, she's strong. She's an independent woman. She's a very strong woman. I admire women who can be strong and steadfast like that. Also, she's a lawyer. You know what it takes to be a lawyer? The girl is smart. She knows shit. But in her identity, Jesus is white. And Santa Claus is white. But first of all, Santa Claus is a fictional character based on somebody who was probably real. So it don't really matter how she feel if he was white or not. He came from a region where he'd have had a slight color, like the Armenian people do. They got color. Like, I'm not saying he couldn't have been a white guy, but he came from an area where he would have had some kind of tint or something. Never mind. It don't matter. To her, he was white. And that's A-okay. But now the Jesus thing, there's no way in hell that could be true. And if you know the truth about the artist who painted the Sistine Chapel, you know that the whole Jesus picture and everything, none of that's true. But to Megyn, it was true. And you saw her come out of character, which you never really do. Because who is she if she's not Megyn Kelly, the identity that she has? And I brought her up just to give an example of how people can get discombobulated because something comes out or something is done that messes with their identity, i.e., Joshua losing to Usyk. It fucks up his identity. Who is he if he's not the heavyweight champion? So he is making emotional decisions that can cost him dearly in his career. Al Money says, Ray New just chilling, bro. Long day today. Did 12 hours. It's relax time now. I feel you. It's relax time. So I guess Team Joshua won't was like I said, wasn't playing when he said that Joshua wanted to get back on in action real soon. And again, I heard that out of Robert Garcia's mouth and Eddie Hearn. The fight date of him and Fury is now December 3rd, 2022. But I had some questions, and they relevant questions. Did Tyson Fury ever get his answer of 500 million? You remember that was the deadline. I've been looking. I don't see that they rebutted him, but I've been looking. The man said that they got till the second day, meaning whoever the powers that be that has a hand with making him money. Frank Warren would be one. Bob Arum would be another, and maybe Mauricio Sulaiman. Because if y'all think that Mauricio Sulaiman doesn't involve himself in putting matches together or making shit happen so he can generate money, y'all got another thing coming. So Tyson pulled their bluff when they tried to get him a date, talking Mauricio Sulaiman, president and CEO of the WBC, gave Tyson Fury a date of August 26th to put into writing, which he still hasn't done. And I'm marking time because this will come up later, even next year, and it will be relevant and a source of contention for some of us, or even for his opponents, future opponents. Tyson Fury is done, y'all. He doesn't want to fight. He doesn't. Y'all was talking about Deontay Wilder. If he don't want to fight, boxing, if you don't want to fight, you need to get out because this ain't the place for you. Tyson Fury don't want to fight. He has shown y'all he don't want to fight. But he want the accolades. And he know he could do a couple of new little runs and make bank. Now, right now, if you Google Anthony Joshua, it'll say he's worth $80 million. Well, we know now that cannot always be true. The nigga just got paid $75 million a couple of weeks ago to fight. So, what's that? 155? If you count his check, 155 million that he worth. I think he's worth more than that. I think they give you enough, the public enough information, to satisfy the curiosity of their being nosy. Because we basically shouldn't know what people's worth and how much or whatever. But it's always seemed to be the case that whatever they say your worth is, those folks are worth more, which is a good thing. I'm happy for Anthony Joshua that he was able to make kind of money, and Usyk, because they both made $75 million apiece. Now, I don't know what's going on because Tyson Fury is the perfect candidate that be wanting to run off to the Middle East and do a fight. Because apparently you can make some ungodly amounts of money. But their fight is going to be held in Cardiff. I think that's close to Wales, somewhere in the UK. And I was like, I don't know why they doing it. think here it would sell pretty okay. You know, those two guys by themselves, nothing. But together, they'll get them a nice little pay-per-view, you know, because the belt is on the line and AJ is another big old, you know, black dude fighting Tyson. And what they want from Tyson, they want him to be the great white height, so to speak, the answer to any of the big old buck looking black dudes or whatever. That's how I feel. I could have said that in a different way, but you know, they want him to be the best to be able to answer to the obvious elite fighters in the heavyweight division. And Tyson Fury will find a way, mostly, I'm going to say fair and unfair, mostly unfair. And when he's being fair, the fucking referees and the coaches are not. I mean, the referees and the judges are not. So it's just always an albatross hanging over Tyson Fury's head, bringing his opponents bad luck. But did he get that 500 million? And, you know, we don't know. What we do know is they haven't come out and shot him down or rebutted. Can you imagine Earl or Bud asking? Let me not even say Earl. Can you imagine Bud coming out his mouth to anybody asking for 500 million? Can you imagine Bud asking Bob Arum for 10 million for a guaranteed fight? You know, like that up front. It don't even have to be with Earl. It could be with some other champion or just somebody else, period. And Bud said, I want 10 million for that fight. Bob would emphatically shut that shit down and tell him, boy, you reaching. You out of pocket, man. You asking for too much. Your last fight, I paid you $4 million. How you gonna jump up $6 extra million? That's what Bob would have did, but he didn't do that to Tyson, who has asked for 500 million. He's claiming that Floyd Mayweather got 400. What's the difference? The difference is you goon face bitch, and I can't stand Tyson Fury. And I've made a video on this, so excuse my language. But the difference is you don't generate that much money. Floyd Mayweather generates $1 billion wherever he go. Well, we're going to say Las Vegas on the economy. Las Vegas could probably sustain itself a whole year off of the 2 fights that Floyd brings. Easy. The folks, mom and pop businesses or just regular businesses could just coast along and get a few visitors in their doors and still maintain a business all year round just based off of the money they make when Floyd has fights twice a year. That's the difference, you goon, for Tyson Fury. But to him, what's the difference? The arrogance of it all. For him to even say that. Floyd got 400 million. Why not? What's the difference? I need to get 5. Bob, why haven't you shut that down? Frank Warren, why haven't y'all shut that down? Because you guys agreed to it. You're going to find a way to give it to him if you got to split it up amongst a couple of fights. You're going to find a way to give it to him. Now, the other question I had, what happened to straight going towards Usyk? Isn't that what you want, Tyson? You want undisputed? But see, that's, I'm sure what he won't, he'll never in his life defend those titles if he were to ever pick them up. Which, I mean, it's his choice. But he's going to retire once he do that because he want to always be able to say what he going to say. Now, I beat you. You're nobody. You're a bum. You know how he talk. and then he's gonna go do time in the WWE. You know, he just gonna he's got a real knack or an ability right now to make money off the cuff. You know, just doing barely anything, and that's what Tyson Fury is about. I'm just shocked that he didn't answer the call to Usyk. That would have been the next thing, right? Maybe he feel like Usyk got his number too. Maybe he don't have the energy to just get in there and do the things he did in the past. Maybe he believed Usyk would be on to his cheating. I don't know. Styles make fights. But him and Joshua, oddly enough, are going to be fighting December 3rd. Joshua, this is a step up because Tyson has a belt. But you now want to do it. If you get the belt, you're going to go back into hiding and fight whoever you want to fight. It could be no top elite fighter. You're not going to give people who could potentially take the belt from you a chance. But right now, I mean, you done fell way down. You can't do nothing but go up, so you betting on yourself. So it's kind of okay that Joshua took the fight because he can't do nothing but come up. It's not that great of an idea for Fury, in my opinion, because you have Undisputed at your grasp. All you have to do is answer the call. And the call was made. Make no doubts. You just have to answer the call. And why wouldn't the world want to see two heavyweights go at it? They can actually do that fight in over there where they've been fighting in the Middle East and really come out like a fat cat. But I believe Usyk got his number. I believe Usyk thinks or knows to himself that he got his number. And I don't think it would be that easy to cheat for Tyson Fury. It just ain't gonna be. If you lean on his back, Usyk gonna uppercut you in your nuts. Real easy. And get away with it too. You gotta think about these things. I don't think it'll be an easy fight for Fury, but it still don't make it right that he didn't make the fight with Usyk. Now the question is, after the fight, after December 3rd, who gonna hang up the gloves? If Joshua wins, you know there's a rematch in it. I think Fury put the rematch in if Joshua wins. But if Joshua wins, he gonna try to go on about his way. He gonna feel redeemed because he will be a champion. If Fury wins, what do Joshua do from there? He's getting back in the ring so soon and with a top-notch competitor because he's trying to save face. His ego and his pride won't let him do anything else. So he kind of making an emotional decision, even though Eddie Hearn has a cooler head and said maybe you should take some tune-ups. Because we all saw Joshua meltdown after the Usyk fight. So maybe in this particular case, Eddie Hearn got a point. Take some tune-ups, relax yourself, get back on the horse, see how it feels to get the W again, and then go after these big guys. But Joshua like, no, get me back in the ring now. If he could, he'll run it back with Usyk. I believe. But once he's had time to settle down and think and the dust settle, he know that's not practical. Usyk just got his number. But what is Joshua going to do with his career going forward if he lose? He got a long time to be stuck in that shadow. Fury is stuck over there probably for forever. And, as y'all both UK, people, citizens, you're going to always be ranked behind, oh boy, the clown, Fury. So in this case, I would say Anthony Joshua, you should listen to Eddie Hearn. But what is Fury gonna do if he lose? If he lose, ain't nobody pressed for him to come back. If he lose, unless he has a rematch, which Fury seems to always have in his fights, and then you would think he learned his lesson from rematches. But if he lose his fight and there's no rematch to whatever opponent he faces, it's a rematch with him and Joshua. Then what is Fury gonna do? He has no path really to the big dogs. What he gonna do is cry like a baby and be pressed to go fight Usyk then. But and this another thing. Joshua is not high ranking in the WBC. He's ranked number 6. Nugget number 2. He's ranked number 6 and he just got ranked number 6. So how the fuck did he skip a 1, a 2, a 3 rankings in the WBC? That means Wilder. That means Andy Ruiz. And I don't know who the third person is. How you skip over them to go straight to Fury? So this again tells me y'all do what you fucking want to do. Fury, why didn't you try to make a move with Usyk? Did they answer your call or not? Did they restructure it like, yo, we're going to get you 500 million, but we got to split that up in some fights, Go in there, beat AJ. That's going to be an easy win because he down on his lucky. He ain't got the right headspace. Beat him. Do that, right? Do that in December. And then turn around. I'm acting like Mike Epps. If y'all ain't picked up on it. Then do that in December. And then March, come back, fight somebody. We're going to give you approximately, between those two fights, close to $200 million. And then you can either do a third fight or by the summer, we should have a fight lined up with Usyk. And we could take that all the way over to the Middle East and we could probably get you 300 million. 200 up front and 100 on the back end. That's exactly what they probably told him. So yes, they're going to pay him his 500 million, but it might be done in that fashion. But again, he ain't worth it. He ain't worth no 500 million. But you see how they do what they want to do? See how they throw money away? Because he was emphatic. You agree or not? But one can argue they didn't agree because he not fighting Usyk. He made that deal contingent upon Usyk. So somebody could throw that argument in, but I'm looking at the big picture. I see the tomfoolery in it. Like I said, there was some nuggets dropped. It's up to us as boxing fans to pick them up and keep them in my mind. Now, AJ, upon agreeing to fight Fury, has agreed to all of his terms. All of them. What's left is who gonna broadcast. Because Fury is ESPN. AJ now is DAZN exclusively. Who gonna broadcast and how they gonna get that done? So that is the pickle right now. They also have a 60-40 split in favor of the belt holder, which is Tyson Fury. And if it's a rematch, it's a 50-50 split on the rematch, which is crazy. But okay. And like I said, the thing that's holding it up or not getting it finalized completely is the fact that who gonna do the broadcasting? Because like I said, AJ exclusively, it's kind of sound a lucrative deal with DAZN. And Sky Sports, that was their last hurrah, the AJ Usyk fight with them. So, DAZN could do pay-per-view now So AJ is going to be on the zone. Easy. But how you mix those two up with ESPN? And I'm sitting here trying to think of a fight that might have happened between the zone fighter and ESPN, and how did they split that up? I'm trying to think. Because AJ to me has always fought on the zone. Sky Sports is how they do their pay per view over there in UK. Let's see. I really don't know. Unless you're gonna say the Klitschko's were PBC fighters, because if they were, whatever they did to get that fight, hey, do the same thing. But that's all I had to say. I just was shocked. I would keep an eye on it, because there's a lot of tomfoolery when it comes to Tyson Fury, and to me, Al Heyman, not Al Heyman, Bob Arum, because I just want to see, do he capitulate and bend down to the whims of the fighters he wants to bend down to, and especially when they don't show that they deserve it. That's what I want to peep game. It's just gonna prove my theory even better, that they do what they want to do. They be proving it all the time, but I want something big and concrete, and this 500 million is big and concrete. Now, do you think that if they say no, we never gonna pay him that, he's just talking, we'll pay him 100 million? In my head, I'm like, yeah, 250. Yeah, because and if they lie to us, we gotta, I guess, accept their lie. But my gut don't, and my gut tell me they're gonna pay him. So, anywho, according to Callie Sorland, this guy, I guess he's affiliated with Eubanks or Ben or the fight itself. He has confirmed that the fight with Conor Benn is still on after all. It's still coming on October 8th this year. And I guess he had to come out and reaffirm this, because Eubanks Sr. was talking all that rah-rah about him pulling his son out the fight because of the catch weight of it all. They got a catch weight of 157, and he has a rehydration clause, especially for the morning, that's going to prevent Eubanks from, filling up and feeling like himself, get some substance in him. I think that Eubanks, I believe, unless y'all tell me differently, I believe he fights at middleweight 168. Because if he was a 160 pounder, who cares about you having to drop 3 pounds? That ain't nothing, When you have to drop pounds compared to putting on pounds, I say the odds are in Conor Benn's favor. Conor Benn also wanted the rehydration clause, and that's to his favor, and to the detriment of the person who has to deal with that stuff. But this fight is gonna be big over there, more so than here, because they got bad blood behind it. You got both of their fathers were notable fighters in their day in the UK. And I don't know if they ever got matched up, but their sons are. So it's that animosity still brewing so many years later. But do Eubanks feel like Conor Benn is just smoke and mirrors? He's Eddie Hearn's answer to a welterweight. Eddie Hearn would never really put him in with the strong echelon elite fighters in welterweight, because he know what will happen. Dude career will be over. But Eddie, he want to make money as much as he can. He wants to have an answer for Conor Benn. And you'll notice when Eddie, about one of his premier fighters, about to come up in the match, and there's another fight going on, you will know that Eddie trying to draw attention to his fighter or his event because he will start talking about another fighter. I don't know how many times we gotta see that before we realize that, and that's what he do. I've seen him do it with Conor Benn, which is his premier fighter, with AJ when he talking about Deontay. He does it all the time. And somebody casual, that's a good little nugget to bite on because casual fans don't know. They don't know till they know. If I'm a casual fan and you talking all this shit about one person, but you bigging up your person, I'm be like, oh well, what I had heard was that this person he talking about, I always heard nothing but favorable things about them and that they're the bee's knees. But the way he talking about this guy, I better go check him out just to see how he fight. And of course, they put him in with people they know he can beat and that he can have a spectacular knockout. And that's the image that they want to show you. But we're gonna see. Now that's what makes me want to look at this Eubanks fight. Makes me want to use it. Look at it. Both of them use their father name to big them up, just like Nico Ali Walsh is using his grandfather. I'm laughing because every time I think of Nico Ali, man, if you fight another motherfucking 4-rounder, I swear for Claude, I'm like, you run that back one more again, and Extra O is in the building, aka 2 Chainz. Salute Queen T. Bud Buddy number 10. Exactamundo. I'm a Bud Buddy. In case some of y'all didn't know, I'm a Bud Buddy. Because it's Team Bud over here. and I am biased to my favorite fighters to a certain extent. Much like how I'm biased towards my kids. But if my kid was to do something wrong and make an infraction, I don't save him or her from that. I don't save them from that. They gonna get all that. My son went against what I said, and he a big old boy. Love him to death. He a big old boy. He's like 6 something. And I told him, I said, the penalty, him and his friend was over here. I said, the penalty for going against me, y'all have to fight y'all way out this. And I meant it literally. Now, his friend was this girl. It's my friend daughter, but she real cool with him. And I basically told them don't do something, and they did it. Then they tried to lie to me about it, but he came clean. And I said, I'm gonna get you. Don't worry about that. I'm not fighting no big ass boy. No tall ass fucking dude. But her, I said, now you got 2 choices. And she was at my house spending the night, defying me. So I gave her a choice, and I'm not proud of this, but I'm just showing y'all as an example. She's freshly new 18. You can't tell these little 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds nothing. But I gave her an ultimatum. I said, man, we can go in this garage. I have like a gym. I built a gym in my garage. I have several boxing gloves and all kinds of boxing stuff. I said, we can go into this garage and we can get it in, me and her, because I'm a woman and I told you something to do. But obviously you're more woman than me. And you involve me in your bullshit. So let's do it. Let's handle this like grown women. She said no. She said nope. She don't want to do it. I didn't want to have to do it. I know probably to her to this day, she probably look at it like I just was just happy, just biting at the bits to do it. I didn't want to. But, you're not going to outwoman me. So Al Money said, extra, 100. So she declined, and I said, sure. So I said, then you gotta get out. And it was after midnight, y'all. And I made her get out. Well, you make a grown woman decision. You go ahead out there and be a grown woman. For him, I said, I'm not done. It took me about a week, and I orchestrated him to go up to the boxing gym where I worked at. And I talked to the head coach, and I said, get me a dude, I ain't saying kill him, but, don't hold nothing back, hurt him. And I said, he has to do, it was either 2 or 3 rounds, real 3-minute rounds. That little boy, he lasted, and he didn't quit. So I was proud of him for that. But it was a grown man that got in there. This man loved boxing, and we trained him to box. But he was what I be telling y'all about. He's the guy that has the 2 left feet. He has no leg work, no footwork at all. So you cannot feel comfortable with putting this man in a ring, not even for what you call sparring sometimes. But he tough. He real tough. And the fact that he was a grown man. He was probably like 26, 27. He's a grown man. So he said, I got you. Told him guts up. He was tearing him up. He hit him a couple times in the face. Tearing his ass up. And guess what? That problem I had never happened again. So, I don't know. I don't even know what made me go down on this road on this subject. But yeah, that was one of them things that happened that you gotta stick to what you say, and be a woman or a man about your word. Again, I can't even remember why I went down this whole rabbit hole, but we was talking about being in Eubanks, and of course the rivalry is really between their fathers, and I think Ben has set himself up beautifully to have the advantage because the catch weight and then the rehydration. We'll see how that plays out. But this guy, Callie Shoreland, felt the need to reiterate. I don't care what Eubanks' dad is saying. I'm putting my stank on it. Eubanks' dad didn't say it like this. But he basically saying, I don't care what his dad is saying. They fighting on October 8th. The only way that fight don't go down is if something crazy happened or whatever. Speaking of which, fights is coming up. I was wondering why the Canelo and Triple G fight didn't get canceled, but it's going to be held in the States at the T-Mobile Arena this weekend, right? I think it's this weekend. And I was wondering, all these other things have been canceled. I don't even know if soccer was canceled, or as they say, football in the UK, for them because of the Queen. If it wasn't, I can understand why Clarissa Shields is a little upset. And that's what I read. It ain't going into detail, but she was a little perturbed or upset about the cancellation. And because you gear up, you get ready for this weigh-in, and now it's like, oops, it's not going to happen. So now she going to be fighting on October 15th. You guys do not miss that all-girl card. Don't miss that joint. That's going to be a barn burner. The problem is, you know how many fights are going down on October 15th? Let me look. But first, let me say hi to my boo. ATL Unanimous Boxing Sports is in the building. What's Papa King said? Salute to the Queen. What's up, Charlie? What's good with you? So let's get to October. See, on the 8th, you got Ben and Eubanks, Fundora, and Ocampo. Sometimes we just want to see what they Fundora do, but ain't nobody beating him. Both of them on the 8th. Fundora and Ocampo is on Showtime at 10 p.m. And Benny Eubank is on the Zone pay-per-view. The Zone pay-per-view. I'm not buying that, folks. To the next day it'll be on free. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud. Okay, Wilder versus Hellenius is October 5th, Fox pay-per-view. You know motherfuckers gonna get that fight. 9 p.m. Pyro versus Jarvis. That's also on the Zone, October 15th, 6 a.m. I gotta admit, the Zone do have nice cards. Even if you don't like this guy, Pyro versus Jarvis, that's obviously the main event. I don't know who the fuck they are, but I can tell you this: that undercard gonna be all that in a bag of chips. So on the Zone, it just seemed to be the way. Then you got Haney versus Kambosos too on ESPN Plus, October 5th, also at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then they put Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall on October 5th. And that's going to be, I believe, on the Zone as well. So what the fuck? How is that all going down? Who they gonna rather see? Wilder and Hellenius? Haney and Kambosos? Or Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall? And I feel them ladies' pain because you just downgraded their card. You could have threw them any fucking where. Like you could have put them on a date with Parker versus Joyce. Or Wood versus Lara. This is on the Zone. You could have put them on there. You know? And they saying it's because the Queen passing that they had to move the date, but the Queen gets buried on October 19th. You guys keep that in mind. You could have bumped them for Fury versus Hunt. Cordina versus Rahimov. That's in November, though. It's so many places they could have put these ladies where they could have still did well, but you're going to match them up against Wilder versus Hellenius and Haney versus Kambosos too. Even though a lot of people do not care for the Kambosos fight, they're going to watch it. Renu Sartre said the UK has a 10-day grace period. You see, yeah. But look where they moved the ladies to. Had their fight went down this weekend, and let's say the Queen hadn't died, that shit would have did well. Abundantly well. But I get it. The Queen died. I gave my shout outs yesterday. I'm not even mad. I am very fascinated with the English monarchy. Y'all heard me and Destiny going back and forth. And she was not pressed for them. But I am, when I was trying to, do my master's degree program, my major was English, was UK, what they call it, how they call it class, the UK period or UK history or whatever. That was my major. And I explained yesterday, out of all the monarchs, dynasties, my favorite was the Tudors. Because what they did and represented and were able to do affects everybody on every corner of this earth. Believe it or not. I like history, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I'm not against them postponing. It would make sense. I send my prayers and condolences out to the UK nation as a whole and to the royal family as a whole. Because she was a remarkable woman. So I get it. And I guess, Clarissa ain't say nothing bad. They just said that she was, ATL said, I got the Rona, shawty. This be whipping my ass this time. Oh, shit, nigga. I hope you get well and get well soon. Damn, Y'all look, when y'all go out there, stay masked up. I can tell you, as a person who always gets sick, when the corona hit and I had to wear a mask, I'm gonna tell you, my hospital times of visits decreased like a mug. And I was like, wow, what happened? I wasn't in anybody's face. Even long now, after the Rona has been long gone and a thing of the past, I'm gonna be very careful how I speak to people. Like, I will never be up in your face, because spit travels, and you don't be thinking about that before Corona, but shit, that's how people always stay having colds and this, that, and the other. He said day 8 is rising fast again. Oh, damn. That's people just relaxing and letting their hair down. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stay masked up. I really believe if it was handled right the first time when it first came out, we could have been something, but the whole world didn't want to handle it right. But you know what? A lot of the world's leaders were extensions of Trump. They were just Trump-like. I call it the years of being led by idiots. The whole world got it wrong. A whole lot of them got it wrong. But then when you have people that come try to clean it up, oh, y'all dumb motherfuckers, because y'all want to be mad and you can't tell me what to do and my rights, and I'm not a Democrat. Fuck the Democrat. Dumb motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, I say it's dumb. It's not the first time this country had to face something like that, and it ain't gonna be the last time. And all the times before, we were able to eradicate the disease. Like, first and foremost, whatever the disease is, the virus is, the bacteria, it'll never, ever 100% go away. But when you can say eradicated versus killed it off completely, eradicated kind of gives you that same meaning of we got rid of it completely, without saying we got rid of it completely. When Haiti had them terrible earthquakes in recent times, a lot of people didn't die of the earthquakes. They died of cholera, which should have been eradicated long time ago. That shit been, a thing that was hard to deal with in the beginning stages of America's history. Everybody got a cure for that shit, but why did it come back? Because you don't totally get rid of everything. What you can do is eradicate it. You can prepare people to fight against it where it's not running rampant. And because everybody want to be tripping and they want to be, Democrats are stupid, they dumb, and you didn't want to listen to Biden. But then you want to talk about him like he ain't get rid of shit. But then people taking your free speech. It's just crazy. And now here it is 3 years after the fact. And my boy ATL, he didn't caught Corona again. Or people keep catching Corona. I'm just saying. You can say what you want. When they want to eradicate something, they do. And most of the time, people could put aside their difference and just go with the flow. But this dumbass time in our life, it's just fucking ridiculous how people think. It's dumb. It's real dumb. And this is the first generation of folks that did not do better than their previous generation, their parents' generation, their parents' generation. This is the first time that has ever happened in the United States. Every generation always do better. Not this one. Now, you the argument that a lot are smart. You let your phone smart. If you let your smartphone make you smart, you got answers at your fingertips. You know how to work for nothing. The worst thing I ever seen is when a parent doing kids tough love, like necessary tough love. These fuckers break down and be like, no, but that's not fair. No, I can't do this. I've been giving you something. Like, bitch, the fuck? I be like, almost like shocked. Like, where they get these fuckers from? Shit, when I grew up, and my mama do not like me saying this. So shout outs to my mama, because I know she ain't gonna like me saying this. Because she always say she also meant something else. But you only go by what you hear, right? My mama used to have a saying, don't be so quick to leave out. When you leave, you don't come back. And she meant that shit. It's the only way I could take it. But today, if we talk about it, I think she feels differently about it. Because she feel like she, you always had to a certain age, mid-20s or whatever. But I was like, no. That was the best thing she could have did for me, to tell me that. I remember I left. And I remember I knew I couldn't come back. And I remember things getting hard for me. And I remember crying in my room because I felt like I had nowhere to go. That was when I was in the military. I certainly could get out at that point, but I said, where am I going to go? And what kind of job am I going to have that's going to afford me my own place? She also used to say, I'm not raising y'all kids. Now, one of them. Have them if you want to. You raising them. I believed her. All of us believed her, and that's exactly what we did. And that was a good thing. But these weak ass children these days, I be like, what the fuck? It don't make them bad or terrible kids. They're the most sweetest, the most is in other ways. There's other ways that they're the better of us. They're inclusive. They ain't caught up on this whole bullshit that previous generations were caught up. They not as racist. In other ways, they improved, which we wanted. But they weak, boy. Something happened. They crumbling. And then they do stuff that don't make sense. You got it in your head to hate a Democrat or hate a Republican, but you only hate them because the person you listening to hate them. But you don't know they hate them because of something personal. Because they can't get over and make money off of this group or that group. But you following behind. And you're not even trying to help yourself. I don't know how you hate a group that be like all for you having medical. Look at him, he has Ronas. Talking about ATL. I'm sure he got medical. But if you leave it up to the Republicans, you won't have that. And see, I don't worry about it because I got it regardless. I don't care who y'all put in there. Y'all can put Waldo. Miss T gonna always be okay. Because I did the ultimate. And I say that proudly, 10 toes down. I did that shit. So as I get older, I only get paid more, whether I work or not. I've maintained my lifestyle, and I haven't worked since 2012. And ain't nothing changed. And I'm able to come and do pretty much what I want to do. It ain't like before. Before it was better. It was way better. But nowadays, I'm not rich, no. But I'm able to maintain. Like I said, my last day officially on the job, a real job, was April 5th, 2012. My last payday was June 30th, 2012. Where they do that at? That's a long time, ain't it? I was getting paid the whole time. But it's 2022. You know what I'm saying? That's a long time ago. That's over 10 years ago. So, I did what I had to do. And I went through shit and I cried, yeah, all the time, kicking and screaming at times. But I did it because I had to decide to sink or swim. But these kids today, and again, here we are. I'm off on a tangent. I know there's a reason why I went there, but I'm gonna get back to the boxing. But bottom line, you gotta do what you gotta do to make your way. And if you see something unfair in boxing, you have to speak on it. And a lot of these people is gonna like I said, Conor being that, Eubanks that, it's like, oh, I think it's unfair, so he spoke on it. But then the guy reiterated, I don't care what you, I don't give a care what you talking about. We having this fight. You got Ruiz calling out Wilder. We got to pay attention to the words that people are saying. Well, Ruiz and Ortiz just fought the title eliminator, and Wilder and Helenius fight was going to be a title eliminator. We all know this beforehand. So if Ruiz calling out Wilder, I don't know if it's overkill or whatever, because they already said the winner of both of those fights, they want to match him up. So we see that it's going to be Ruiz. So when they saying Ruiz is calling out Wilder, I'm like, that was going to happen anyway. That's a no-brainer. Because they both fighting title eliminators. As you see, the title eliminator is the WBC. But as you see, they hurry up and put AJ on the ranking system as ranked number 6. And then all of a sudden, he gets a fight with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury trying to avoid the WBC taking his belt from him. Hands out. He is smoking mirrors. He hands out his own deadline. And then, of course, WBC president capitulates, bow down to him, and said, yeah, well, we'll wait till the 2nd because he had a death in his family. Really, Shawty? Really? We're going to move mountains for somebody we don't know in the boxing community, but a death in his family? Clarissa Shields and them fight get moved because the Queen passing. None of that was on purpose. They probably canceled a lot of things. And as I say, rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth II. But look where they move them. On the night that you might as well put them right up against Monday Night Football or Thursday Night Football or Sunday football. You might as well, Monday Night Football come on at 8, 9 o'clock. I don't know what time. 7 o'clock or whatever. Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall coming on at 7. What the fuck? There was other days they could have picked with less fighting fighters. I just read you some. I don't know who the fuck they is, and I watch boxing avidly. But that's what I be saying, you guys. They do what they want to do. And picking up that nugget, AJ hit the override button on Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn felt like he needed some tune-ups. Probably should wait till next year, beginning quarter of the year. AJ like, hell no, I want to get back in. Robert Garcia said it, so he was telling the truth. And then Eddie Hearn even said that AJ wants to get back. He kept hollering December 17th. Now, Fury and AJ got a fight coming December 3rd. The only thing left to negotiate is the broadcast. How can DAZN and ESPN put on a fight? It's going to be pay-per-view. And I even say, by them having the fight held in Cardiff, I think that's an area in the UK close to Wales. I'm not sure. But in the UK, no doubt. By them having a fight like that, with those two characters, they might even generate a good little revenue because together, I think they could make some money. Apart, no. I don't think they be pulling in American fans like that. Because people want to see. Once AJ gets the belt, he's not going to fight no elite fighters. He's going to be in a sense, ducking. But he gonna be strategic with his. I'm gonna say it like that. If he lose the fight, he got a lot to recover mentally, and I don't know if he could, because he showed why I can say I don't know if he could when he had that meltdown after the Usyk fight. That mental meltdown. What? I'm not the shit no more. I'm not what y'all say. Yeah. And then if Tyson lose, what do he care? What do he want to fight? Ain't nobody gonna fuck with him. If he lose a fight, nobody's gonna fuck with Tyson. He too much of a risk. And I agree, like, it ain't on some scary shit. He a cheating ass bastard, and he's too much of a risk. Ain't nobody gonna fight him. So it's big risk for this fight to go down. As I said, it's 60-40 split Tyson favor, 50-50 split in a rematch. And all they waiting on is who gonna do the broadcasting. But that's all I have, you guys. That's all I have for the day. Like I said, it's not gonna be a long program today. I know I didn't drop the link, but I'm still a little woozy from taking this medicine. I feel like I'm floating. And I got through it. Yay! Yay! Oh my God, like, it's just a weird ass feeling. But yeah, I ain't gonna stay on too long. But I didn't want to miss a day. And I apologize for yesterday, for the abrupt stop of my show. And that was beyond my control, because the internet messed up. I realized I didn't play my commercial today. So stay tuned to our sponsor. Now I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm keeping it real and transparent. My kid want dibs on that TV. She want dibs on that TV. It's gonna get to a point where I'm like, shit, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I have that TV that I'm gonna give away when I reach 1,200 subscribers. So please, 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 in my humblest voice, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Some of you guys who normally watch me, you can increase your chance of winning it by just getting people to subscribe. When you at work, just be like, yo, you got your phone? Yo, pull this up, Box of Fans Talk TV. Hit the subscribe button. They don't even got to hit the notification. They won't know when I come on, but hit the subscribe button. And just stay subscribed no matter what. When you at the stores or something. That's what I do. That's what I do. When I tell you I piece by piece, mud by mud, get these subscribers, I do. Like even if I'm on the phone with a telemarketer or, my insurance, or the bank, I'll be like, hey, before we get off, can you do me a favor? Can you subscribe to my podcast, please? I do that. So y'all should, put it this way. Let's say it's 100 of y'all watch me every day. Okay, let's say it's that many, right? 100 of y'all could go out and get 10 or so subscribers. Once I reach 1,200 and I ask my basic questions, y'all watch me all the time, y'all would know the answer. The first person to email me, I'm mailing that TV to you at my cost. If you're in the 48, if you're in Alaska and Hawaii, I'm not mailing shit. Or the Bahamas or the Virgin Islands or wherever, other U.S. territories, what you got to do is you got to provide an address where I can mail it to somewhere in the States and get that person to mail it to you. Reginald Peters is in the building. He said, hey, Miss T, what's up? What's poppin', King? But I will mail the TV. Now, I bought it for the raffle. It was a Christmas raffle. I just, was feeling froggy. I was like, yo, I buy a TV and give it to as a Christmas raffle. As y'all see in that commercial, I play it again. Y'all just read the thing and quickly notice. Let me tell you some of the dynamics. It's a QLED, top of the line, top shelf Samsung Smart TV, 55-inch, unopened. Yep. And I was giving it away for Christmas, time frame. It could have been Christmas, New Year time frame. And nobody won the raffle. So I kept it. Now I have a TV everywhere I need to have a TV in my house. I don't need no more TVs. I don't need a TV that big neither. Reginald said, Ella, I want that TV. Give me test questions. If y'all gotta help me get up to 1,200. That's the magic number. Like I said, when you out and about, you ain't gotta go hard in the paint, but like get 3, 4, 5 people, to subscribe, and eventually it's gonna grow. You ain't gotta tell them why you getting them. Y'all my core listeners, and then when I ask a question, there's less of a pool of people that's watching. If you tell them hit the notification bell, then they gonna jump in the contest too, which all is welcome. In order to claim the prize, you have to be a subscriber, and I can tell whether or not you are or not. Let's just go down the subscriber list on my page. So if you're not a subscriber, you're not winning no prize. Your guesses won't count. But I'll ask 4 simple questions, and if you've watched me, you know the answers. So it's up to you guys. I got the TV, but it ain't gonna last long because I'm just not gonna let a brand new TV just sit in the box forever. One day and I can't tell you that day. So we already through the summer, and one of my kids already putting dibs on it. And let me just say, they got me wrapped around their finger. You know how mothers are with their kids. It ain't gonna take much. I'm just telling y'all. So get in where you can fit in. If nobody gets it or whatever, I'm in the process of trying to get a PlayStation 2, PlayStation 5. Now I personally want the PlayStation 5 because they're coming out with that boxing game, and you best believe that'll be the one game I get on and actually be live or talking to other people playing the game. I might even incorporate it into my channel. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a video head. Like, it doesn't hold me that long. So if the game is real, real good, if it's like that other game that I had on PlayStation 3, that held my attention for a long time. We used to go to sleep, wake up, me and my nephews playing that game. But like I said, games don't usually hold my attention, I guess. So I might get to a point where I'll be like, well, you know what? I don't got nothing else I want to play. Because ain't nothing, I'm not a gamer. And I might just give it away. I might don't even open the PlayStation and just give it away. PlayStation 5, I'm sure I get a lot of people if I did that. But it depends. It depends. I'm real close to meeting my credentials of people watching, just not subscribers. So I get a lot of people that watch, but for some reason they don't hit the subscribe button. So in my humblest voice, if you listening, if you watching, as I always say, stop reckless eyeballing. Just hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. As always, if you watch me, always hit the like and share button. But if you've already hit the subscribe button, you're locked in. Don't hit it no more. But that's all I have for y'all today. I know I had a more calm voice. This will happen when you kind of souped up on something. That medicine got me, y'all. I'm just telling y'all, it got me. So here's to tomorrow, and hopefully, if y'all ever see my internet break out like that, if where it just shuts down abruptly, that's what happened. Apologies. Until next time, you guys, when you know better, you do better. Peace. And my Pam voice from Martin.